Hey, Jenny Jam here. Welcome to Between Frets, a space where female musicians meet and discuss all things music. I'll be your host today, and we have an iconic episode coming up for our final season 2, actually, of Between Frets. Oh, I can't believe it. In any case, Christmas will be in a couple days. We're celebrating Hanukkah now. This is crazy, and 2020 is about a week away. We hope everybody has a great holiday season, had a great year, 2019, as we say goodbye to another great year, and we're going into a decade. Guys, we're going into a decade. Season 3 will be starting up too, and we're planning probably a February date. But we have some new guests lined up, some new stuff, new topics, new interviews, more great fun. And so happy that you guys were able to stick with us. But don't forget, after this episode, we have our Fret Tea Talk finale episode, where we talk about everything that happened for season 2. Again, we're wishing you a happy holidays, happy new year, happy 2020. And we'll be back with our guest, Bernadette Cooper of Climax. See ya!
Want to start a podcast but don't have equipment nor money? Well, try out Anchor. Anchor is a free app that gives you everything you need in one place, which you can use right from your phone or computer. They distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so much more. Oh, and didn't I tell you that it is completely free? That is the magic word, free. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
All right, and we're back. Welcome to Between Frets. Yes, that's right. Today's podcast is so iconic. Oh man, I can't wait. I just can't wait. I know you're laughing. Joining me today is recording artist, producer, composer, musician, entertainer, a visionary, and the original creator and founder of the pop R&B all-girl band Climax. Yes, I said that, Climax. In a career spanning almost 36 years, she remains relevant. Everyone, please welcome the legendary Bernadette Cooper.
Wow, that was quite an introduction. I love that. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Bernadette, how are you?
I am well. How are you, Jenny?
Oh, I'm doing great. Great. We at Fret Sisters here want to thank you for your time and coming here, becoming our guest. I'm so nervous and happy. But okay, let's get right into it. How's the West Coast out there, by the way? How's everything out there?
It's beautiful out here. It's raining a little bit, but the weather is always gorgeous out here. It's like 85 degrees, but it's raining a little bit.
Yeah, out here in the East Coast, we're suffering the cold.
Exactly. But I love the East Coast. I love the East Coast.
Yeah, okay. All right. So we always want to go and find out how our guest started in music. So what was the earliest memory of music, or what made you want to pursue it?
All my life, even as I'm, 5, 6, 7 years old, I've been, I started noticing myself being attracted to music and listening to music in a different way. I mean that by listening to chord progressions and knowing what changes are going to come next and humming along, so I kind of realized at an early age that my journey, my purpose on life was to be in music. And I started kind of I didn't know how I was going to go about it, but I just fell in love with different type of groups. I started studying music, listening to it. And then my grandmother used to take me to church. Then I grew up in the church and I started in the church. My mom got remarried and my stepfather had a drum set, and I started practicing on that drum set every every day. And I got good enough to play and started playing in the church with the choir. So that's how I started. Then I was involved, in high school. I got a group called Blue Ice. I was the female drummer, so we would win all the contests because they had a female drummer. So I kind of got into music like that.
Yeah, so you did have like influence from your family. They were musical?
No, not really. My stepfather just happened to, he did play guitar. He just happened to have a drum set, and I would kind of go around to different churches and play with him. But no, I'm self-motivated in music. My family didn't really see the vision or supported me as far as my vision in music.
You really kind of like went towards the drums. That's like your first instrument. Usually, you're singing or you're picking up the guitar, the bass, but the drums are like pretty unique.
Yeah, they were kind of cool, and I got rhythm. So I use that rhythm, but you know what, Jenny, I just realized that the drums were just an introduction for me to get into the music business, and it was kind of like, as I said, and if people can follow me, the journey and my mission on earth was kind of to do music, and I think the drums were my way of getting into the music business. And then once I got into the music business, I immediately kind of lost a drive to really play drums. If you notice with Climax, I came up front and we ended up hiring another drummer. But I kind of felt like that was just a beginning step into the musical world for me.
Yeah, you said that you were with a band, I think before Climax. You were already gigging and kind of experiencing all that musical life.
Yeah, I kind
before Climax.
A little bit of it, in high school, and then and it saved me more or less in high school. I'm sorry, in junior high school, was the band is Blue Ice. But when I got to high school, I joined the the marching band. And that helped me because I learned how to read music. I haven't read it since. Everything I do is pretty much by ear. But the marching band really saved me because it really made me get more involved in school. And, I had a purpose and I had a passion. And my thing was, getting through English, getting through math to get to that band rehearsal, So I did that. And then my love for forming a female group started towards the end of high school.
Yeah. Let's talk about Climax. Okay. How did that group come about?
As I look back in life, it was just a passion. And I always tell people, and my focus is always, if you get a passion, if you see it very clearly, you never let go of it. And no matter how long it takes. And this was something that came to me one day, and I looked around in the industry, and I realized that there was an opening. There had never really been a female band that I knew of at that particular time. So I just said, it would be so wonderful to create a female band. So I kind of started like that, and I had help from other people financially and helping me, just with rehearsals and things like that. And I started advertising for girls, and that's how it came about. And the long journey took me to the girls that eventually became the girls for Climax. And we got a record deal. We got a record deal pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a record deal pretty fast.
I mean, if I try to look at all the history with the female bands that were back in the day, for the R&B acts, I don't think there were any. I mean, there were many rock female bands out there, but when I think about R&B, like the type of music that Climax produced, there wasn't anything like that really out there. Maybe there were front women that were out there, but not a full female band.
No.
This was probably the first.
Yeah, it was like the first. I believe it was to be, during that time, we didn't have Google, so I only knew what was before me. And as far as I knew, there weren't any female bands out there. So that's how it kind of started. And if you go back to the original Climax, the girls, we just rehearsed every day. We just all had a common goal and a common mission. And that is what breeds success, is when you have a group of people who have the same vision. And we would rehearse every day. We would put our money together,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a struggle. It was a struggle putting together $5 an hour. Back in those days, and
Yeah.
I was kissing the studio owner to get free studio time. We did whatever we needed to do with keeping our morals, most of our morals, and paying for rehearsals, because we just had a vision of being an all-girl band, and it happened for us.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And you opened a lot of doors
Thank you.
for, that pretty much has started everything about just female power, female musicians. Pretty much, up until this day, I think we all still experience, oh, you're a girl and you could play.
Yes. And I had the vision of the way we would look, the way we would be, and the music that we would create, the positiveness, getting into the studio. In the beginning of time of getting into the studio, that vision hadn't matured yet, and we were kind of stuck in there with producers that the record company gave us, and they tried to create a sound for us, but it never worked, because we didn't want to be that subservient woman. We really wanted to show the power of women in a positive way.
Yeah. And of course, now all that music is timeless right now.
Thank you.
All the music that you guys produce.
Yes.
But, I want to get into your songwriting.
Okay.
And you're producing, because you produce, even to this day, you've produced some killer tracks.
Thank you.
And so what is your songwriting process like?
You know what? I'm a better songwriter when I'm spontaneous. I don't do the thing where I sit down and write all the lyrics down and all of that. The process kind of evolves in different ways, but I noticed that I'm better when, you put a microphone in front of me and I just say whatever is off the top of my head. And then I usually go back. Wait a minute, let me say this. The process is usually when I go in, I have an idea in my mind what I want the song to be about already. So as soon as a microphone goes on, I just start speaking, talking, singing, whatever is in my head, the top of my head. And then I go back and refine it. And when I'm writing tracks, the same thing. Usually a beat will come to mind, or an idea will come to mind. I hate that code sitting in front of the computer, your Pro Tools or your drum machine, which I just got the MPC X. Oh my God, it's incredible. Jenny, it makes stems. It makes stems. I'm blown away.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
After you do your beats, it makes stems. So, I hate that cold sitting in front of the equipment and trying to come up with something. I don't like that. So I am usually motivated to write by something you will say to me or something I will hear, and then I'll go to my equipment and write. But that's pretty much my process. Yeah, I think
that's pretty incredible.
My songwriting has gotten better, and I think I noticed, because I'm working on a project right now. It's gotten better because I don't. There's no expectations from like record companies or anything, and I'm just kind of writing from my heart and not wondering about what someone else wants to hear. And it's really has gotten a lot better, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Taking a step back into climax, when you started going up front, like you created this character, or you are Bernadette Cooper, but like when people think of Bernadette Cooper, they think of Bernadette Cooper talking on that mic,
right,
all sexy.
Right.
Like, how did that, something you're like, you know what, I'm going up on that mic and I'm saying these things, like that's it.
You know what, I'm fearless, and I think I'm fearless, and I don't really care what people think. And that combination kind of created this personality who pretty much got on in front of the microphone and said whatever she was feeling at that particular time, And if you notice the early climax stuff, that's the way we usually talk to it. I come into the studio, I know I'm looking good, We would talk to each other like that, And because we spent a lot of time in the studio, like back to back. So pretty much what happened is we went in with Jimmy and Terry in the beginning. After a couple of failed album attempts, and they really freed me up. They really were like, you be you, you do you, and don't allow people to dictate what you should be. That was their energy towards me. So I was allowed to, in the beginning with them, to pretty much just be myself, and that's when we started getting hit records.
Yeah, that's awesome. They pretty much allowed you to just go and just take it over, just do your thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because in the beginning, when we went into the studio, we were babies. We didn't know anything. We were 20, 21, maybe when somebody was 19. We had never been in the studio like that, and they were putting us with producers who pretty much were trying to create a sound for us and guide us into saying things, And when Jimmy and Terry came along, they were the opposite. We were like freed, from the captivity of what typically a woman would say or do. And they were like, be you, oh yeah, they would say that I reminded them of Morris Day. And they would encourage me to be free, because Morris Day, our persona is similar, and I think they would say, be free, do you, and that allowed me to just get in front of the microphone and just have a lot of fun, and without anybody having any expectations of me.
Another artist that comes to mind, you have that kind of style, is Aerosmith, Steve Tyler. Just being free on stage like that.
That happens to be my favorite band. I love Steve Tyler.
Really?
Yes, I love him, and for that same reason that you just said, the freedom and the wildness. A band needs a front person. You need that front person who gives you an identity, and I think that I gave Climax a little bit of an identity. It's that crazy girl in front. Yeah, let's go see them because she's going to be crazy. And, of course, the music, and you have the beautiful Lorena Lung's vocals and Joyce singing I Miss You. The combination of all of those things made the group very popular.
Yeah. You had many successful solo projects. Mm-hmm. So you had the drama According to Bernadette Cooper, Last Steve on Earth. Mm-hmm. I know there are other solo projects that you've worked on or are working on right now.
Yes. Well, right now, I've worked on so many projects, that I just worked on. And when I look back, I never look back. And that's what I have to do sometimes, because when I look back, I look at all the projects that I work on. I'm always looking forward and what I'm going to do next and all of that. I'm working on a project right now, actually, with Lorena of Lungs of Climax, a new Climax project. We're featuring both of us, and we kind of broken off in divisions. And I'm doing a project where it is amazing. It's called How to Survive a Midlife Crisis, and it's kind of a Climax on steroids. It's very, very good, and I'm even proud of myself. I don't know if this will probably be the last Climax project that I'll probably do, because I'm moving more into like audiobooks and creating music with audiobooks and doing things like that and touring. But I'm so proud of this new project. Lorena's voice is in perfect shape, and the project is amazing.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yes.
I know the kind of music the style that you have, but what is the style of this one? Is it like the same? Is it a Climax on steroids?
When I say that, it's because it's a little bit of it's still that Climax vibe, that very empowering woman vibe, because that's my thing. I want to empower women to just, women are powerful, and I can't imagine, women are very powerful in the sense, and I want us to, if you look at the music industry right now, there's not many women producers. I don't understand that. I don't understand why women are, all these guys, when you're producers of the year, there's never hardly any women, in that category. So I'm trying to continue to empower women to do and be the best that they can be. So it's much more of that. It's just, it's the same, I know I was looking good. It has a little bit of elements, but it's a lot of acid jazz in it. It's a little bit of, it's just a freedom, a climax freedom that no one has ever been able to see, and it's about love. It's about loving yourself, even when you get a certain age, to not give up. That's when the time where you love yourself anymore, forgetting about the negative things that have happened to you in your past and embracing life. That's what this album is about, and I'm really loving it. It's a lot of different things. I can't really describe it because it's just so many influences, but it all comes together in the end.
Wow. I mean, just from you talking about it, I cannot wait to hear it. When are you planning on putting out any singles, or when will this be coming out?
Well, I was actually and let me just say this too. Lorena Lungs and Climax, we've always had a wonderful relationship. A couple little bumps in the road along the way, but I being a writer, producer, masseuse, I don't really sing. That's not my thing. And I've always longed for and always looking for wonderful singers in order to be the vehicle in which the vocal vehicle into which I can create music. And Lorena has always been, we did Sexy, Divas Need Love too, The Meeting in the Ladies Room. All her vocals, we've been able to always create magic in the studio. So we're doing that right now. It's the most beautiful project. I try to release a single this month. I'm trying to, but I'm waiting on my engineer. I'm waiting on a remix because I'm doing some special things here. But the wonderful thing about this project is that I'm going to give away a lot of free music. So, people will be able to enjoy it. And I'll let you know more about that when that happens. But I really love the project. I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah, I mean, please let us know when your music will come out, because we will definitely put it on all our social media, so that everybody can download it or stream it.
What I'd like to do, Jenny, is once I do release it, even if I release singles for a while, I like to just give it to you first. You guys check it out, and then we can have a conversation about it and dissect it. What about that?
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Get more women.
We are on it.
I would love to get a couple of women involved to kind of dissect and talk about the project and kind of like, give some insight to how it makes you feel, because I really am into how a song makes you feel, because I want to invoke some emotion.
Yeah. Well, we're all for it. The Fretch Sisters here are ready.
Okay.
Whenever you want to do this, just let me know and we'll hook it up, and I'll get a few of the Fretch Sisters on the call so that we can all talk about it.
All right, I'll send you guys a couple of things within the next few weeks.
That's awesome.
Hopefully I can release it.
So,
it doesn't look like I'll be able to release it this month because I'm just waiting on all the little nuances to be completed, but I have to kind of check with my team to see if December's a good time, but it's going to be very, very soon. And maybe it's sort of a surprise when I'm going to drop it, but I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Bernadette, can you tell us what you do off stage when you're not performing or writing or producing? Like, what do you enjoy doing besides music?
Well, you think I'm partying at the ball? Or I'm really anti-social. I'm kind of a little anti-social, and not in a bad way. Just more in a way where I love being at home. I love being at home. Everything I love is here. My studio's here. My dog is here. I got my mom downstairs. I'm taking care of my mom. Everything I love is here. So it's sort of, it's kind of difficult to get me out of the house. If you see me out, that means I really love you, but I just, I'm constantly, and I mean this, creating. All the time. If it's not, painting a wall a different color, I'm in my studio writing music. I'm working on my audiobooks, which are coming out. My audiobooks are fantastic, and it's climax. I mean, meaning it's all the positive influences I have on the things that the empowerment that I want to have for women. I kind of put it in the books, and the freedom of love and expression, and and just living your life and loving yourself. All of that is in the books with music and my voice. And something came to mind to me the other day. So me and Lorena, we're working on this children's book that's really great, audio book. So I'm just constantly creating. I can't stop, When I stop, it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to have a writer's block. Great. Now I can clean up,
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to try to get those links to the audiobooks, because we'll definitely be putting links in our show notes so that our listeners can click through them. But I definitely want to check out these audiobooks, because I know you've been talking about them a lot.
Yeah, you know what? I'm at the part. I'm talking to a major distributor, publishing company. But I'm at that point where they need that last a grammar look over and everything, but the content is there. And there's one audiobook online. I'm going to send you the link, okay?
Okay.
It's called The Strokes.
All right, that's great.
Really, really good. And that's kind of done. It's kind of a test run, but I think you're going to love that. I'll send you the link to that. But I'm really into my audiobooks. They make me happy when I sit down and I write them. So I think that's my next passionate move.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But the wonderful thing is the audiobooks include my music.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's a great outlet for me. It's a great outlet for me.
Yeah.
She loves to be at home in her silk pajamas. It's a wonderful thing.
Oh, yeah. Silk pajamas, too.
That's me. I love that.
Yeah. Well, do you have any advice for any female musicians out there, young and old? Being a pioneer out there and experiencing everything you've experienced through the music industry, would you have any advice for anybody young or old?
When you say advice, there would have to be more specific, like a question or whatever. But I think that my only thing that I would say, if this is meant for you and you really love it and you're passionate about it, keep doing it no matter what anyone says, no matter what your parents say or whatever. Everybody has a mission on this earth. And if you really believe, not everybody in music, this is not your mission, but if you really believe that this is what you were put on this earth to do, keep doing it. And don't equate money, and don't equate a record deal to your passion, because sometimes those two don't connect. When they do connect, it's a beautiful thing when you can make money off of the things you do. But don't do it for money and success, because you may not achieve that. Do it for the passion and the fact that it makes you happy, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is some great. I think for just people that just want to try to find, it's really about the passion. Really just want to pursue the music.
Listen, I've been everywhere. I've been up, I've been down. I'm just a human. But what I have learned as I'm maturing in life and have achieved and done many things is really about being happy and in good health. And as you know, I enjoy performing. That's a passion of mine. So we're going to do that in 2020. I'll be back on the road. I really took off to take care of my mom and to work on some more music. But I'm going back out in 2020, and I'm hoping to see everyone out there.
Oh, yeah. I know people are missing you, missing Climax, missing everything that you do as Bernadette Cooper. So you got a lot going on in 2020, some new music, a tour.
Yes.
Audiobooks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's going to come to fruition, but those are the things that I'm working on. And, if nothing else, it'll be a really beautiful legacy left behind. And you know what? We have a lot of divisions of Climax. It's like a marriage. You get married to people and you have a divorce, and people go their separate ways. That's okay. You don't have to say, I wish the group gets back together. That may never happen. But what you can do is support all of it, because it's just keeping the music alive. And we don't have many women out there doing it. So we may not come together, I'm sorry to say, as a group, But if you see any version of Climax out there, go support it and have a good time and enjoy the music.
Definitely.
Even
That's
though my
really
version
great.
is the sexiest.
Look, I can't argue with that.
You know.
It is the sexiest.
Yeah.
And the dopest.
Yes.
I love
Just
your
playing.
show.
Right. You know, I'm silly. I'm a silly rabbit.
That's awesome. So Bernadette, tell everybody where we can follow you. Any social media links, websites.
You know, I have so many. Let me see which ones. Okay. ClimaxOfficial.com is where you can see. That's the band's website. And then there's ClimaxBernadetteCooper.com. That's the personal Bernadette Cooper site. And of course, on Facebook, Bernadette Cooper, the number 2. Any one of those places will lead you to the next place, which will lead you to the next. And, just, hit me up. I'm really cool. I will return your emails or your Facebook messages. And I'm hoping to see everyone on tour next year.
Yes. And we'll make sure to put those in the show notes.
Okay.
But Bernadette, I want to thank you. Fret Sisters wants to thank you. Make sure that you support Bernadette Cooper and her new music coming out, the tour. Support the other Climax bands that are out there.
Yes. And everybody support the Fret Sisters. What you girls are doing are very positive, and keep doing it. Keep loving your music and doing your music in any way that I can be of assistance. I'm here.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Bernadette. I'm going to hit you up.
All right. No problem.
Yeah. All right, Bernadette. Well, yes, this is Fret Sisters Between Frets. And thank you again, Bernadette, for joining us.
All right. Thank you, ladies. And we will talk soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Right.
Hey, Riff Girl. What's our riff today? Let's give a little something what you're about to play.
Hey, Jenny Jam here with another segment of Riff Girl. It's the holidays now, so let's do some music with Let It Snow. This is in B flat major. Hope you enjoy. You can view video of this on our Instagram or Facebook at Fret Sisters, or go on YouTube and search Fret Sisters, and you'll see it there. Peace and love.
Hello, good people. This is Nicole Rose, one of the founders of the Fret Sisters. We want to thank you for taking the time to listen to our podcast. You can also follow us on other social media outlets. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Fret Sisters. And again, we thank you for listening.